Tonight's newsmaker is one of the leaders of a group that played a key role in changing the history of East Greensboro and continues to do so. For the last 4 years, it's helped inform and unite a community to draw more attention to what could be the city's biggest environmental problem, and certainly what this group considers to be among the city's major examples of environmental injustice. But finally, after years of inaction, things are changing. But as Courtney Ula and the Bingham Park Environmental Justice Project know, there's still some work left to do.
The hardest part about understanding what was done was just the lack of care in human doing.
This is an image of contrast. Fly over this part of East Greensboro and look to the west, you can see the tall buildings of a progressive downtown. But move closer to the green space in the center of the screen. It's easy to spot what at one time was a baseball field, the abandoned basketball court, and a walking trail. This property is anything but progressive. In fact, it's what many believe is among the most troubling and dangerous parts of the city's history.
There were generations of children that played here. They remember drinking from the fountains. You know, they remember playing baseball here and then basketball here.
But today, this is the now closed Bingham Park. And from the air, you can clearly see the fence the city put up earlier this spring. It surrounds all 12 acres. What was it like for you as a person who lives in this neighborhood when they got the fence up finally?
Well, I think, and I can speak to this as a team, it made us feel heard.
Courtney Ula is active in the Bingham Park Environmental Justice Project. During the last 4 years, that group has lobbied the city to do something about this park and is finally seeing movement toward what could be justice. To understand what's about to happen here, you have to use your imagination, because no images exist of the unregulated garbage incinerator and landfill that sat on this property from 1922 to 1955, well before the early 1980s, when the government established landfill standards to protect health and the environment. Were you shocked? Were you angry? Talk to me about what your emotions when you learned about that.
It's kind of insult to injury to find out that that was done, but that the harm continues.
I could tell this is emotional for you.
It is. It is, because I care about people just like anybody else.
Perhaps not realizing the danger, the city opened a park here in the early 1970s. But it wasn't until 2010, after the city started considering improving the park, that the state designated this a hazardous waste site. 12 years later, in the spring of 2022, state testing found high levels of toxicity in the soil. The city put up signs advising people not to let their children play in the stream or disturb the soil. That signage, I mean, people weren't abiding by that.
The biggest instance of soil disruption that I have personally witnessed has been the usage of like ATVs over here.
We even shot this video of ATV use in the park back in April prior to the fence going up. Why is this park another example of environmental injustice and what some might call environmental racism?
It always falls with these pre-regulatory landfills. As far as statistics show, it's marginalized communities, so lower income, predominantly black and brown.
And remediating sites like this tends to be a slow process, if it happens at all. But today, after all the Bingham Park Environmental Justice Project lobbying, the fence is up, and after securing millions of state and federal dollars to pay for it, the city plans to dig up and remove the toxic soil.
There's close to 20 feet of waste. They want to remove it all. Sadly, the trees that are, you know, as old as they are, those have to be removed. But what it would allow, because we're going to have this fresh start, is the planting of other trees, you know, lights here and facilities here and plumbing for bathrooms and all these things that are really necessary to have an operational park.
What will a fully remediated Bingham Park mean for this community?
It'll mean togetherness. I think that that's the hardest thing about not having a space like that, is that it's very hard for community to really come together and commune.
What's the message you want to send out to people?
Just a few people can make a very big change and can help change happen. It's important for us to come together as community and to speak up and to learn, to always be learning, and to fight against injustices, but most importantly to value each other.
And that's how you can facilitate positive change.
Absolutely.
Of course, now the big challenge is where to put that contaminated soil once it's dug out, loaded onto trucks, and taken out of Bingham Park. The city has proposed putting it in the fully regulated and lined White Street landfill on the city's northeast side, but it too is a low-income neighborhood of color. Many who live there, as evidenced in a city information meeting last week, are passionately against that happening. Ula says on this issue she can't speak for her other team members, but as far as she is concerned, it's about the soil going into a place where there's the least negative health and environmental impact, wherever that is. At this point, there's no official timeline for the park remediation, but needless to say, this is a story we'll continue to follow aggressively and closely. To read more about the city of Greensboro's plans to remediate Bingham Park, take the link we put at the bottom of the story we're about to post on our website, myfox8.com. On the home page, click on the Spotlight tab, then the Newsmakers icon.